Welcome to the second episode of my Dead by Daylight tutorial series, focusing on the survivors. In this lesson, I'm going to cover some of the basics, including movement, heartbeats, closets, and crates. Movement. In Dead by Daylight, there are three modes of traversal. These are walking, crouching, and sprinting. Walking. So when you move using the WASD keys, that is your normal walking speed. If you are going to walk, try to do it near walls and in cornfields where something can obscure your silhouette. Crouching. When you hold down the left control key, your character will crouch. You can move while crouching, but your movement speed will be dramatically reduced. This is great for when you're trying to get away from the killer without raising unneeded attention. Sprinting. When you hold down the left shift key, your character will sprint. This increases your movement speed and allows you to get some distance between you and the killer if they aren't paying attention. This is best used when the killer sees you and is chasing you. Be careful though, sprinting has a hidden side effect. When you sprint, it leaves bright red scratches on the environment, and the killer can use these to track you. Windows and pallets. When you're being chased by a killer, you'll notice how fast they are. They will be able to easily keep up with you, and even overtake you eventually. This is why you need to use the environment to your advantage. Throughout the map, there are two things that could save your life: windows and pallets. Windows. When you see an open window, simply walk or sprint towards it and press the space bar. Your character will vault through it. If you make it through to the other side, the killer will either have to follow you through the window or go around. The survivors vault through windows much faster than the killers, so if they do follow you, you should be able to gain some good distance. Pallets. Pallets start out on their sides, leaning vertically between a small space. When you see one of these pallets, simply walk or sprint toward it and press the space bar. This will cause your character to run through the space and throw the pallet down behind them. If the killer is close behind you when this happens, they will become stunned. They will either have to break the pallet or go around. Breaking the pallet will give you ample opportunity to escape, as it takes them several seconds. If you see a pallet that has already been thrown over, again simply walk or sprint towards it and press the space bar, and like the window, your character will vault over it. Heartbeats. Each killer has something called a terror radius. When the killer is close to your survivor, it fills your character with fear and causes their heart to start beating faster the closer the killer gets. If you hear a faint heartbeat, you know that the killer is nearby somewhere, but not close enough to attack you right at the moment. If you hear a very fast heartbeat, that means the killer is right behind you. What should you do? Your first thought might be, I don't want to get killed, so I'll make a run for it. Before you do, remember that sprinting leaves a trail. A smarter move is to crouch, and do your best to move next to something of similar color, or put objects between yourself and the killer. Before running, make sure you know where the killer is. Use the third-person camera to your advantage, and try to get a visual. If you're out in the open, there's not much you can do but to stay low and hope the killer doesn't see you. Wait to sprint until you're confident that you've been spotted. Closets. Throughout the locations, you will see tall red closets. Simply walk or sprint towards one and press the space bar. Your character will enter the closet and shut the door behind them. You will still have a good view of the world around you. This is a good spot to hide if you need to take a break and collect yourself. Be careful though, if a killer opens a closet you're in, you will be immediately removed from the closet and placed in their clutches. Boxes. A nice feature for the survivors are boxes, randomly placed, and with random items. The boxes provide a useful item for the survivor. If you search a box, you will collect whatever item is inside of it. To use a box, simply hold down the left mouse button. The killer might hear you rummaging through the box, so be careful. Next episode, I'll help you learn how to actually escape the killer when being chased, and what to do if you're caught.